Super middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez is announced to go against British professional boxer John Ryder in front of an audience of 50,000 people at Estadio Akron in Guadalajara. The two of them are announced to battle it out in the ring on the 6th of May 2023. Though many believe that Canelo may be the better of the boxers, underestimating Ryder's powerful punches and ring IQ is something no one should do. But it is a true fact that Canelo is quite the risk taker and one who brings the heat to every game that he's a part of. Well, let's wait till the 6th of May to see what happens. Till then, let's take a quick peek at a few of Canelo's and John's past fights.
Are we going backwards here? 1, 2, 3, and he's backed up against the ropes. Ryder looking for the biggest win of his career. A Cowie down again.
A good match that Canelo was part of that shows his exquisite skill set is when he went up against Callum Smith. Canelo started off the match with a thunderous right-hand punch that sent his opponent to the ropes. In the next bout, Canelo threw in another right hand that connected with his opponent's body. Smith tried to play on the offense, but it backfired as Canelo's defense was immaculate. The highlight of the third round was when Canelo threw in a 1-2 combination punch followed by an uppercut. This entire match saw Canelo throwing in quite a few body shots. In the fifth round, Canelo threw in a solid hook that was quite commendable. Smith was against the ropes yet again when Canelo broke his guard with a neat uppercut. The final round saw Canelo try for a knockout.
Even when he blocked that right hand, that's an uppercut from Canelo, it drove him back.
Unfortunately, all that took place in that round was both the boxers getting into a clinch. Canelo's power and accuracy in his punches were remarkable throughout this match. Due to these factors, as well as his overall great performance, he won the match by a unanimous decision. In fact, the painful expression that Smith held when he left the ring showed that he truly felt the brunt of Canelo's punches.
That's why the fans are looking at that. You can't blame him. Hard thudding right hand again, and a body shot from Canelo trying to close the show.
James Kirkland is another boxer who has felt the brunt of Canelo's punches. The match that the two of them fought lasted just 3 rounds, with Canelo winning it via knockout. In fact, Canelo's knockout punch was one of the cleanest punches that he had ever thrown in his entire boxing career. The match started off with 2 brutal rounds, with Kirkland barely surviving each round.
As heavy as the first one, closing seconds now the second round.
In the third round, Kirkland entered the ring in quite a tired state. However, Canelo was in great form and he threw in quite a few flurries of punches as well as combination punches that left his opponent in a battered state. This was especially visible in round 3 of this match. Canelo's strategy of starting the match with a massive amount of action is what helped him secure an early win. Another major highlight in this match was when Canelo threw in a thunderous right hand at Kirkland that caused him to have a bloody nose as well as send his body to the canvas. Kirkland fell in a rather dramatic way to the canvas, from which he found it extremely hard to get back up.
He's always going to want to fight. He's never going to give up.
But his legs are not there. This time, I don't think he's getting up. Wow.
In the match between Canelo Alvarez and Sergey Kovalev, Kovalev inaugurated the match with a jab. Canelo responded back to this with plenty of power shots of his own. Things intensified in the 4th round when Canelo threw in a powerful left hook that he followed up with a right-hand combination. Canelo also kept in mind the range factor while fighting, which helped him dominate the majority of the latter rounds. In the 8th round, Canelo's punches got faster and landed with more accuracy. This seemed to tire Kovalev. In round 11, Canelo threw in a thunderous left hand that led him to win the match via knockout.
Kovalev's not even committing to it. There it is. Kovalev's hurt. Kovalev's down. Kovalev's out. It's over.
Amir Khan is another boxer who has felt the wrath of Canelo's punches. When the two of them met in the ring, Canelo threw in a right hand at Amir's ribs. Amir responded back with a flurry of jabs. The next few rounds were fast-paced. In the 4th round of the match, Canelo threw in a huge left hand to Khan's ribs that sent him staggering backward. In the 6th round, Khan threw a left hook at Canelo's ear, to which he countered back with a right hand to Amir's hip. Khan was tired after a while, and it took Canelo to throw in a feinted jab and an overhand right to send Khan to the canvas. Medical staff had to enter the ring to salvage what was left of Khan.
Tricky style.
Drops Amir Khan. A big shot landed by the Mexican fighter.
Before we take a look at the commendable fights that John Ryder has been a part of, let's take a look at one last fight of Canelo's. In the fight between Canelo Alvarez and Carlos Baldomir, Canelo was dominant right from the beginning. Punches were being thrown back and forth between the two boxers during the initial few rounds of the match. In the 6th round of this match, Canelo threw in a thunderous left hook at Carlos' chin that caused him to drop to the canvas with his face facing the floor. Carlos tried to get back up only to be floored again by Canelo's left hand. This was quite a marvelous victory for Canelo.
Baltimore might be ready to go. And he's gone. Canelo!
Now that we've covered Canelo's past matches, let's take a quick look at the last game that John Ryder was a part of. In the match between John Ryder and Zach Parker, both boxers were fighting for the vacant WBO interim super middleweight title. The first 4 rounds of this match were action-packed, with Ryder showcasing exquisite ring IQ and power. Ryder's punches were quite brutal, and they did seem to injure his opponent. In the 5th round of this match, Zach had to back out due to a right-hand injury, leading Ryder to win the match via an RTD.
Fast feet in.
Another one of the greatest fights that John Ryder has been a part of was his match against Patrick Nielsen. Many state that this match was Ryder's career best display that drove him in the direction of getting a world title challenge. It was just a minute into the 1st round of the fight when Ryder took out all his rage into the game and seemed to settle into his comfort zone. Within the first 2 rounds, Ryder threw in quite a few big punches that caused Nielsen to hit the canvas. In fact, Nielsen looked like he may not recover from this. Though he was heavily intimidated, Nielsen got back up.
Success from Ryder and Nielsen is forced to hold on. So even though
The following bouts that commenced had Ryder dominating them. The match came to an end in the 5th round when Ryder jumped on Nielsen, who was not alert. His lack of defense caused him to face further damage to his body. Nielsen was left with a swollen right eye and a dislodged gum shield. A few more punches from Ryder sent Nielsen to the floor, and the referee waved the fight away. Ryder left the ring with a 5th round knockout win.
Certainly Nielsen. Oh, what a punch.
Nielsen is out. And this fight is going to be over. The mouthpiece dislodged.
Looking at both their fights, we can say that both Canelo Alvarez and John Ryder have their fair share of advantages and disadvantages in the ring. It is surely going to be quite a challenge to both the boxers. Though Canelo seems to be the more experienced boxer of the two, anything can happen in the ring on that day.
He's going to fight. He's always going to want to fight. He's never going to give up.
But his legs are not there. This time,
Now, whether they use their strengths to the best of their abilities is something we will only come to know after we witness them battle it out in the ring. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out some of our other videos if you enjoyed this one.